Good evening, students. First of all, I'm extremely sorry we could not attend, I could not conduct today's live class due to certain connectivity issues. Nevertheless, I've uploaded it on YouTube, so it doesn't matter now. As promised, our topic of discussion will be the sources of Indian Constitution, and so we'll be starting the class with the same topic. Before starting this topic, I'll just give you a little bit of knowledge about history. History as in history of Indian Constitution, what happened before that. We all know on 26 January 1950, the Indian Constitution came into force and everything was governed by the Indian Constitution. It was the law of the land. Now the question comes here is what happened before that? What happened before 26 January 1950? What was the law of the land? Before 1950, everything was based on one act, and that was the Government of India Act. I forgot the year. I think it is 1935, if I'm not wrong. The Government of India Act, 1935. So that act was actually regarded as the law of the land at that time, and the Indian Constitution's majority part, and in fact most of the part which are very very important to running of the country or many other important provisions are actually taken from that act. One example is the Supreme Court, the High Court, the District and Sessions Court. All these system of judiciary is actually taken from the Government of India Act. So this is one source. Just like Government of India Act, there are many other sources. The second source is are actually, because we have taken or borrowed, we have taken references from various constitutions. So another source is what? Constitution of various countries. The second source is, first source is the Government of India Act. Second is Constitution of various countries. We have borrowed the best provisions of every country and inculcated them in our constitution. सारी जगह से अच्छे अच्छे चीज लाके हमने अपने constitution में डाल दिया. For example, we have taken provisions from the British Constitution, from the Constitution of the United States of America, from French Constitution. We have also taken certain provisions from Irish Constitution. So there are Canadian Constitution is another constitution. So the good things in their constitutions were inculcated, taken from there and inculcated in our constitution in order to make it the best constitution. Now, having said that, it will be very wrong to say that the Constitution of India is a borrowed document or borrowed constitution. At times you might hear, but this is absolutely wrong. We cannot say it is a borrowed document or a borrowed constitution. It is, what we did was we took the good parts from them and inculcated in our constitution. We have not borrowed the entire constitution. We did not bring all the provisions of French constitution, or we borrowed all the provisions of British constitution. What we did was we took the best provision from here, best provision from there, best from here. For example, the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights was actually taken from the Constitution of United States of America. Whatever fundamental rights we have. Then there was amendment though, but the basic thing was taken from the United States of America because it was developed in the framers of constitution thought that this will be the best constitution to be followed when it comes to the rights of the people. So this was the second source of Indian Constitution. Third, I would say, is Constituent Assembly debates. In the Constituent Assembly, or forget about the Constituent Assembly, let's talk about normal discussion with friends. Suppose you have a project to make certain thing, or a project for a science project, for example. Few years back we had a science exhibition, so everyone participated. We had a team, we made something. So while making the project, you have to make a blueprint of the project, then you have to find out raw materials, you have to make it, implement your idea. So while doing all these, remember we had fights also, right? Internal fights. Matured students had debates, others had fights. মই ইয়াৰ লগত প্ৰজেক্ট নকৰো, মই বেলেগৰ লগত কৰিম. দিছ ৱাজ ভেৰি কমন, ৰাইট? When it happens at a higher level, not the fights, I'm talking about the debates. These debates can be a very good source of information. जब दो ज्ञानी व्यक्ति बात करते हैं ना, आप अगर साइड में खड़े रहो, आप लोग को बहुत अच्छा अच्छा चीज जानने को मिलेगा. Both of them will debate, but you will know a new thing every second. कुछ ना कुछ नया वो बोलेंगे, आप कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखेंगे. तो दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली डिबेट्स वेर अनदर सोर्स, मतलब वो लोग कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के अंदर जो डिबेट करते हैं ना, तर्क वितर्क होता है, दिस वाज एक्चुअली अनदर सोर्स. सो दिस वाज द थर्ड सोर्स ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. देन मूविंग ऑन, यू हैव क्रिटिक्स ऑल्सो. क्रिटिक्स मतलब जो क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, दे कीप ऑन गिविंग कॉमेंट्री. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, say for example the reservation system in education or reservation system in jobs. There's been a lot of discussions, debates in schools and colleges regarding reservation system and everything. Now see, when the constitution was introduced, reservation of ST, SC, OBC quota was very much required, because at that point those people were very very poor, neglected in a very far-flung area. They could not get the kind of education they should get. So therefore a kind of rebate was given to them in the form of reservation. मतलब अगर आपको 60 नंबर आने, उनको 40 नंबर आने से भी नौकरी मिल जाएगा. So that was actually justifiable at that point. Now in present days India, it is a matter of discussion though. There are various critics who criticize this type of government. Many criticize it. I also went into a discussion, debates into many people, into seminars, discussing the validity of this, not validity actually, the practicalness of this provision. तो ये जो criticism होता है, लोग जो criticism करते हैं, इस criticism के ऊपर बेस करके भी we can find a lot of good information. Therefore it is another source of Indian constitution. While framing the constitution, the critics gave their commentaries. कोई एक सेक्शन के ऊपर बोलते ये सेक्शन बेकार है या फिर ये सेक्शन अच्छा है, तो they gave their criticism. It should be like this is wrong. So these informations are to be taken in a positive way. इसको चेंज करके should be inculcated or put in our own constitution. So next वाला क्या हो गया, number 4, the commentaries of critics. Then coming next is judicial review. Sir, what is judicial review? Judicial review is nothing but actually a clarification given by the court of law. What do they do? Suppose Supreme Court, take an example. Suppose certain thing is written in a law. Take that line can be understood in a 2 or 3 manner. One line written, but अलग अलग मीनिंग निकलता है सेम वर्ड का. मैंने बताया था पिछले क्लास में, ऐसा एक लाइन, जो लाइन एक है बट मीनिंग 3-4 निकल सकता है. साइटा बा 5टा मीनिंग उलावा पड़े एक एक सेंटेंस होते. सो इन सच अ केस what can we do? We might go to the court for clarification, or even the court can give its clarification, or it can give its review on a particular law. कोई law बना, the judges of Supreme Court can actually give the reviews. If you read the book, you will understand it is written, the decision of the Supreme Court have provided flesh and blood to the Constitution. Judicial decisions become precedents and they are accepted by the Constitution. If there is any problem in the Constitution, then suppose I file a case regarding anything, RTI ho, right to information, right to education, anything. If you file a case and the court sees that this is wrong, इसको change करना है, the court changes it, it automatically becomes a law. उसमें कोई माथापच्ची करने की जरूरत नहीं. Once the Supreme Court signs it, it becomes a law. ठीक है? This is called judicial review. Then comes constitutional amendments. Amendments, as I said, is nothing but amendments are nothing but what? Amendments are changes. Changes to what? Changes to the prevalent constitution. जो constitution अभी चल रहा है, इसके अंदर from time to time we are making amendments, we are making changes, we are upgrading it from time to time. Just the way आप लोग का मोबाइल है, you time to time upgrade it, software update करता है, apps update करता है, so that it becomes up to the mark, it becomes upgraded. The same way the Indian constitution is also upgraded with the help of what? With the help of constitutional amendments. Amendments are nothing but changes. टाइम टू टाइम अमेंडमेंट होते रहता है, उस अमेंडमेंट्स को उठा के हम लोग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में डाल देते हैं. इसमें ये चेंज हुआ, इसमें ये चेंज हुआ, इसको उठा के कहां पटक दो? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर, एंड बिकम्स अपग्रेडेड. सो व्हाट डिड वी डिस्कस? व्हाट आर द वेरियस सोर्सेज? नंबर 1, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट. नंबर 2, the various constitution of different countries such as British constitution, French constitution, American constitution, Irish constitution, etc., Canadian constitution, South African constitution, etc., etc. Then we have the debates in constituent assembly. Then comes commentaries of critics, that is the criticizers. Then judicial review, and finally amendments or constitutional amendments. I hope it is clear. If you have any issues regarding the sources of constitution, do not get too deep. This requires only working knowledge. हल्का knowledge इसका चाहिए कि what are the sources, कौन से source से क्या लाया, just a idea of it. Don't get too deep into this source. ज़्यादा deep जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. For your course, you just need a working knowledge of what are the sources. You must know what are the sources and कौन से source से क्या लिया. Just the way I gave you an example, the rights were actually the fundamental rights that we have today, right to right to property, which is now actually deleted, a right to information, right to equality, right to practice any religion. These are the rights, the fundamental rights that we have. These rights are actually taken from none other than the Constitution of United States of America. Similarly, अलग-अलग constitutions का अलग-अलग चीज लिया गया है in order to make our constitution the best constitution. Now, having said that, you must not get too much deep into this topic. मतलब ऊपर देखो, working knowledge लो, just try to understand what are the sources and what things were taken from the various sources. That's it. So this was actually about the source of Indian Constitution. In the next class, we'll be discussing about the salient features of Indian Constitution. Salient features of what? Indian Constitution, not Constitution at large. Constitution must not be unnecessarily lengthy. Constitution must be comprehensive. This and that. These were actually characteristics of good Constitution. Today, in the next class, we'll be discussing about a new concept called what? The concept of the salient feature of Indian Constitution, and this will be actually our last class of this chapter, and then we'll move on to our question answers. I'll have a doubt class wherein you will be able to ask your doubts one by one. The audio will be on. I'll be not using that mic that I use, the one side mic. I'll be using a normal mic with two-way sound. I can listen to you also, so you will be asking your doubts. Tomorrow I'll have another class. Sunday there'll be a class tomorrow also. No chutti, no holiday. Tomorrow also we'll do a class. Then Monday most probably I'll give you an off. Monday will be off so that you can study everything from the entire chapter. Whatever doubts you have, you write it in a piece of paper, or you can ask me on WhatsApp, or I'll have a doubt session on Tuesday. Tuesday we'll have a doubt session. You can join my live class and you can ask your doubts in the live class as well. I'll send you the link in the group. So this was all about it. Tomorrow will be a last class of this chapter, and then the doubt class. One day off and then the doubt class. Thank you.